Can you imagine a teeny tiny boy like me being independent and touring abroad all alone with just my friends? No, but I did. You see, when I was in class 5, I saw an image in one of our history chapters of the Hindustan Times newspaper depicting India independent, British rule ends. Soon after, this image became one of the turning points in my life. It inspired me to become independent. Until then, dependency had kept me in its shackles, and I never really cared about it. I was so much in its clutches that I didn't even eat on my own. My parents constantly told me to become independent, but I never really tried. Until I participated in an international trip. But I must say that being independent does take up some courage. And as Margaret Fuller rightly said, the only way to have a good life is to be self-sufficient and independent. Let me take you through my journey of what it takes to be independent and the knowledge we gain from it. Let me tell you something. I love traveling, especially international trips. But in all my trips, I was accompanied by my parents. I had a fabulous and a memorable time. After all, traveling is a great teacher. We gain confidence, become stronger, and do things on our own. We become self-aware, and it also boosts our problem-solving skills. I learned many new things when I traveled with my parents. On one such trip to Goa, I learned about its history, that the Portuguese had captured it, and that it was discovered by Vasco da Gama. On another such trip to Pune, I got to know how people lived there. The hotels and all the houses were congested. Even the hotel in which we lived in looked congested, but was comfortable. At these trips, waking up was not a problem. There was no need for wake-up alarms, as my parents would wake me up. Prioritizing or categorizing what to buy was not difficult as well, because my parents were there to help me to buy the things I needed, not the things I wanted. But let me tell you something. I was not an independent traveler at first, with my father making me wear my shoes and my mother making me wear my sweater or clipping my nails. It was like my parents were multitasking, like a valet, a helper, a guide, a parent, all of it. And oof, what a rush it was. Then the door of opportunities opened, and I got a chance to participate in a life-changing school trip, a trip to Vietnam. I was a part of yet another international school trip organized for students of age groups 10 to 12 years also. I faced a number of challenges. The first challenge was to go and stay without my parents, which I didn't have an experience of. Also, we were not a phone call away from our family so that they could reach us whenever we need them. The second challenge was that we were called to school in vacations for practices of songs and dances we had to present there in an international festival. What I mean is that in vacations, people enjoy, sleep, swim away, watch movies, and do whatnot. But here I was, preparing for the trip and working hard to create the best impression of my school there. Another challenge I faced was that after long years of deep sleep, I finally decided to break the shackles dependency had captured me in. I started doing my things independently. This is actually a condition given to me by my parents. A challenge is not just a challenge. It's a learning. From these challenges, I learned many valuable things. Let me tell you. The first thing that I learned was that how doing things alone in life requires to being able to manage time. Second, I learned to travel via airports and different routes, learned how to make spring rolls, and a lot more. Which means that being independent teaches us some new things with directly experiencing them too. Third, I learned to express myself better in terms of language because the people there had a very different accent, which was tough to understand. This also helped me to make new friends there. Elderly friends, I should say. I also took lessons from their culture. The guide shared with us some information about a famous philosopher, Confucius. His philosophy was a basic and a powerful one. It is known as the 5 relationship philosophy, which are ruler to subject, parents to children, husband to wife, brother to sister, and friend to friend. Its culture had a lot more, just like India's culture. From this, I learned that being independent teaches us etiquettes and virtues to have a good life. I also learned to handle a different currency and use money judiciously. When we went cruising, I learned Tai Chi, a mind-body practice that was developed in ancient China. From this, I got to know that to learn anything new being independent, we have to be brave and courageous, or else we won't be able to learn anything new, and we then will be a scaredy cat. We have to make our heart the Gandhi and our mind the Bhagat Singh to fight the fear and learn new things. The martial art was at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it was drizzling, but I still participated. You know, traveling takes you outward, inward, upward, and onward. Onward on a journey we shouldn't miss. And here I am, after the trip, Arnav Sethi, a transformed, a matured, an independent, and a better little me. Thank you.